Do you feel a disconnect between who you are in real life and who you are when you sit behind a camera? Let's dig into that a little bit today because that's something you want to deal with immediately. Welcome back. So the challenge with a lot of over 50 creators is that we are trying to be the younger generation when we should just be our authentic self. Now, we talked last video about authenticity and your advantage of your knowledge, but really until you stop having what I like to refer to as imposter syndrome, where you're somebody completely different on camera than you are in person, you're going to struggle. And so what we need to do is just stop trying to be the young guy. Just stop. It's not worth it. Seriously, if you're not authentic in your videos on YouTube, if it's fully scripted and you are just reading from the screen, it's not going to sound good, right? So this is one of the reasons that I don't fully script everything, but I do use notes. So that's a big deal, right? So today I'm going to kind of show you how to stop copying what other people are doing and just be yourself. Because in order to really reach your audience, you need to just be yourself, right? So what we have is copycat conundrum per se, right? It's the fear of not fitting in with the rest of the creators out there. It's the fear of, hey, I don't look like everybody else. But listen, you're trying to be somebody that you're not. And that, I guarantee you, when I watch a video, if I see somebody that is, hello, I am here to read this script and I am going to tell you, it takes me about 2 seconds to get off that video. I'm like, nope, next. The videos that are created with AI voices and you can tell they're completely manipulated, I'm gone. Seriously. I don't have time for that. Listen, I'm 54 years old, man. I want to hear from people who have been there. I want to hear from people who know what they're talking about because they have the experience and you have the experience, right? That's a big deal. So listen, there is no genuine connection if you're not yourself. Obviously my videos are not as polished as some of the other conglomerate creator, folks out there, or the creator folks out there who are trying to make a 100% pure full-time business out of this, and all they're trying to do is sell you something. That's not me, man. I am trying to help other people get their creator voice out there, right? You're going to get lost in the sea, and you're going to get lost in the youthful versus the older. You're going to get lost in that thing if you don't watch and make sure that you are being completely authentic, right? So what is your creator voice? Well, it's beyond just being yourself. Elements of your voice, quite honestly, that come into play are your tone. If you are flat, again, if you're flat, I'm gone. Because I don't have time for that. I don't have the patience for that. I'm not going to listen to somebody that's boring, right? But listen, humor, seriousness, empathetic, direct, emotional, education, all those things come into play when it comes to your voice. But remember, that has to be you. If you're not generally a humorous person, if you're pretty cut and dry, hey, this is the way we're going to do things and this is what it is, don't try and add humor. Be yourself. It's almost that completely simple, quite honestly. So what you really want to do is, listen, in your life experience, you are who you are. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You need to look past the camera, look at an audience member, see who's watching your videos, and really differentiate yourself because those are the folks that you really want to talk to, not your camera, right? So your tone, your humor, your seriousness, your empathy, all that stuff, like I said. That's one element of your voice. The next one is how fast do you talk? Are you fast-paced? Are your videos boom, 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 boom? Do you normally pause when you talk to somebody? the way that I like to do this, quite honestly, to figure out my I don't even know what it's called, my speed of speech, whatever it is I have a lot of virtual video meetings for work, right? I'm still working. I'm not retired. So however I would talk on those meetings, and I am fortunate because I've been on tons of virtual meetings, it's easier for me to talk into the camera and know that I'm talking to somebody and not a device, right? But I know my cadence, I know my speed, I know my rhythm. And when I get out of it, I hit stop on the record button and I start over and I go, stop being somebody else, right? So then, it's what type of words do you use? Are you an extremely formal, adjudicated professional of the law? Great, be that person if that's you. I'm obviously not that guy, right? I am extremely a casual person. I wear t-shirts and shorts most of the time at 54 years old because I am comfortable being me, right? So listen, be comfortable being you. Also, what's your visual style, right? How you edit, which we'll get into even more and more. But as you learn and grow, how you edit, how you make things look, how much you use of what's called B-roll, which is non-specific things, but they are, those things that really make you stand out from others. Those are big deals, right? So that is really a big deal. And your topic selection, quite honestly. If you're picking a topic to talk about that you don't know anything about, but you heard it's going to make a big impact on people and that you could make some serious money doing it, you're not going to make much money doing it. I'm sorry. Until you have a topic that you're really, really interested in, passionate about, you know a lot of stuff about as an over 50 creator, if you try and fake it, you can fake it, but you ain't gonna make it. That's just the way it is, right? So, all right, so how do we get to that? How do we unlock our voice, right? How we unlock our voice is really quite simple. Number one, self-reflection. What makes you unique? What knowledge do you have? What are your quirks? What do your friends say about your communication style? Ask them. Say, hey, if you were to give me a label on communication style, what would it be? And they'd be like, jerk. I don't know what they'd say. They'd say very formal, very cut and dry, very direct, no filter. I'm a no filter guy. I'm a no filter guy, but I'm a no filter guy that kills with humor because that's my self-defense mechanism and I know that, and that's what I'm going to continue doing. Okay? So self-reflection, what is it? And then ignore the noise. Temporarily stop watching creators that you are feeling like you need to be like. Listen, if we were all Casey Neistat, or Neistat, if we were all him, we wouldn't be having this conversation because we all be wealthy. We would have all been extremely successful through all this, right? If I were some of the big creator companies, and I actually like some of these creator companies, I would be just like them. But I'm not. I'm me. That's just who I am. So I stop watching them for a little while when I'm filming. I'll watch them when I'm in between filming and say, hey, that's a good point. Maybe I need to bring that up because that's something that I can really relate to. But for the most part, when I get ready to film, for about 2 days before I get ready to film, I stop, man. I'm like, I don't want to listen to those voices because I'm going to try and repeat those voices and be just like them. And that's not me, right? So ignore that noise. Secondly, just start talking. This one is more fun than you think. Have a conversation with your spouse, your friends, your kids, somebody, okay? Have a conversation with them. Tell them you are looking for feedback. You're looking for, have you done a good job explaining the topic? Do you feel authentic when you talk about it? Do you feel like you're scripted? Are you constantly staring straight into their soul because you can tell you're trying to keep something memorized and just talk to them? Listen, If you practice off camera, on camera is going to be a lot easier, okay? I use this also when, and I'm a spiritual person, so I use this when I'm memorizing Bible verses, right? I'll go to the mirror and I'll be like, okay, Romans 3:23, okay, Romans 6:23. I will go into that mirror and I will just say it back and forth. I'm having a conversation with me. And if I'm not authentic in my tone, I'm gonna see it right away, right? So that's really a big thing to do. It really can help a lot. Next, embrace your imperfection. I embrace my imperfections all the time. I have a lingering drainage, and on my veterans channel, it's from my time in service, and on my veterans channel, I get complaints all the time. Stop clearing your throat. Well, I would love to, but I'm not gonna film 46 videos just to get my message across. You're gonna see me, who I am, and I'm going to continue to look at notes, and I'm going to look away every once in a while, because that's how I talk to others when I'm talking to them on a face-to-face conversation. I don't stare at somebody the whole time with this look in my face when we're having a conversation at a coffee shop right next to each other. No, I'll look at you, and then I'll look over at the coffee, the coffee that's being brewed or whatever, and I'll see people walk in the coffee shop. Listen, this is me. This is just who I am. So it's important that you embrace that imperfection, right? Then get feedback. Here's how I'm going to suggest that you do this. Film your first video. Send it to your friends, or send them a link. Put it as unlisted on YouTube. Send them the link and say, I just need you to watch this whole video and give me some feedback. Do I seem authentic? Do I seem interested? Am I, fidgety? Am I being myself? That's really, really important. Pardon me for 1 second, speaking of imperfections. Are you being yourself? Being yourself is a really big deal. And so the best feedback that you can get are people that you trust. If you're having a face-to-face conversation with somebody in a coffee shop, or at IHOP, or at your local hamburger joint or whatever, ask them, if I talk to you about this topic, do I seem authentic to you? That's how you get that feedback, and that's going to help you a ton over time. Okay, so why does all this matter? Well, first of all, I can build a deeper connection with you because I started a channel over 50 years old. I have defined it as successful. YouTube hasn't made me a millionaire. YouTube hasn't replaced my job. Shoot, if I quit my job just to do YouTube right now, I'd be broke and living in my car. Well, I'd be living in a different car because I wouldn't be able to pay for my car, okay? But I had a definition of success, and my definition of success was getting monetized, reaching X thousand people. That's what my personal success story was about. So, excuse me, getting that deeper connection with your audience and getting into those topics in a way that you would speak directly to somebody else about your specific topic set is the key to finding your real creator voice, right? Also, it's sustainable. So if you are creating content where you are reading from a script and you are doing this and this is exactly what you are doing and there is no way to change the script, you're not going to be able to keep that ruse up for very long, right? You're going to have to be authentic. I can't go back to this enough. When I hear an AI generated voice of, I'll just take, for instance, the things that I see every once in a while about my community. In Oklahoma City, here are the 7 places you need to visit. No. If there's somebody out there visiting those things, like there's a couple creators out there that are visiting places in Oklahoma City and they're on camera and they're saying, hey, check it out, I'm over at such and such place. That's what I like to see because that's authentic, that's real. I have a connection with a person. I don't have a connection with an AI generated voice that is scripted flatly. I don't have any connection there. Some people do. Some people can listen to a professor in college droll on for hours on end about something so minute, and they love that. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if that's who you are, be who you are. There is an audience out there for you. It's just not me. So I'm going to change channel, right? So the next thing is that you become a magnet for your audience. If your audience really likes the way that you deliver content, they're going to be drawn back to you over and over. And you know what? Not everybody's going to like the way you make content. Shoot, I don't even know if people are going to watch my videos. But listen, I'm making it for the 1, 2, 20, 20,000, 2 million people. I don't know how many people are going to watch it. I'm making it for them. But don't have false expectations that everybody's going to love your video. And don't set yourself up for that kind of heartbreak. Listen, I get criticized all the time online. And I'm okay with that because I'm presenting my viewpoint in my voice, my way, and that's what I'm here to do, to help others. If there are 5 people that don't like it and 3,900 that do, I'm going with the 3,900. And as a matter of fact, if I had 5 people that liked it and 3,900 who didn't, I'd be going with the 5 people that liked it because I can't be someone I'm not. So don't try to be a 26-year-old when you're 54. Don't try and be that lively, hey, what's up, yo, yo, that type of person, because it doesn't work. You are 50 plus years old. You got a lot of experience. You may be the coolest person in the world. You may be the biggest nerd in the world. It really, everybody is so unique. But authenticity in your voice and in your presentation and in your words is so important. Now, I'm going to back that up just a little bit and give you one way that you can script your videos. So pay close attention. On most phones, you will have some kind of a notes app. And you can speak the words that you would say into that notes app or audio recorder. And I would say, look at your phone and record it. Don't worry about what you're recording because you're not posting this to the internet. But you can record your voice and say, all right, so here's what I want to talk about today. And in the text, it will say, all right, so here's what I want to talk about today. And I'm not going to mess around with all the bull crap that's out there. It's going to type out, and I'm not going to mess around with all the bull crap that's out there. So if you want that as your script, that's one way you can use a script. But at the core of everything you're doing, your voice needs to be yours. It can't be mine. It's not mine. Mine's not yours. Mine's not Casey Neistat's. Mine's not anybody else's. My voice is my voice. And I'm going to attract the audience that likes my voice and my presentation. And I'm not going to attract the audience that doesn't. And that's just the way it is. Listen, this is if I get to the point where I get monetized, and maybe I am monetized by the time this video pops out there. Maybe I'm that friggin' awesome. I doubt it, but maybe I am. I don't know. So if that happens, great. It's extra pocket change, basically, right? A couple $100 here, a couple $100 there. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe it'll be, $50,000 a month. And hey, I'll make a ton more videos for you if I get to that point. But I'm going to be me. That's the only person I can be. And it's very, very difficult to do that if you've never done it before. Practice in the mirror. Record your script if you're going to use a script of some kind. Keep notes. Listen, you can tell me all day long that there are creators out there who are pushing the same or similar things that I'm pushing right now and tell me that they're not reading from a teleprompter. And I'm going to tell you the big ones are reading from a teleprompter, but they may not be reading a word-for-word script. I read from bullet point notes. I have bullet point notes down there on a screen behind my phone. And that's what I go look at to make sure that I'm providing all the value in my video that I wrote down in those bullet points, because that's what I want to deliver. All right, so stop trying to fit a mold. Stop trying to be 26. Be yourself. You're unique. You're valuable. You are going to attract an audience, and you are going to not attract a specific audience. Be okay with that. Listen, you have friends and you have people who would never be your friend. Let's be honest, okay? We all know. But when you're self-aware about it, your voice becomes so much more authentic and clear. So let's do that. You have the voice, unleash it, let it all go, right? So in the comments below, first of all, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel get out. Maybe you can help get me to that $50,000 a month and I can make a ton more videos for you. But in the comments below, share with me one aspect of your personality that either makes you nervous to share or makes you so unique in your own little way and your own little quirky sayings like mine. I have several little quirky sayings that I use all the time, right? And I have a tendency to use my hands when I talk, but that's just who I am. I'm not gonna be somebody who is not me, and you shouldn't either. All right, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.